Everybody, welcome to HerrBall's Hangouts. It is I, HerrBall, your host. Thank you, Dragon Gem. How is everybody doing today? I am doing pretty well. We're going to be playing some more Callahan's Crosstime Saloon, based on the Spider Robinson novel series. I think the first book is actually just called the same thing, Callahan's Crosstime Saloon. At this point, we are in Brazil, in a temple, trying to get our way through the temple to get cacao beans so that we can somehow convince this Faxon Castaroga to not bulldoze some Brazilian plants, some trees, so that Josie, who is a future time cop, that's right, future time cop, can have proper chocolate in the future. Let's see where we're at here. All right, the cacophony of the jungle. When last we left you, you and Josie were hanging out in the graciously appointed lobby of the temple. Also, I did a little bit of a morning stream the other day and discovered that I can quick turn, which is great, or could be great. We need to get through here, through this tree. Can't lift it, we can't push it.
Back, Lois. I'll just lift this tree right out of the way.
Oh, Clark, a rough, tough cream puff like you. Who do you think you are, Superman?
I swear Josie's a lot more of a pleasant person in the novels. I don't know. Looked around in here. I don't really have any place to go or anything to do here, so let's look around outside. This is where we were at, in that temple. I had to solve a puzzle to get in there. Do I still have the volume set? We'll get that cacophony turned down a little bit. Oh, uh-oh. That means Guzman's around here somewhere. Climb up the host tree and are able to snag on one of the parachute cords. You tug on it many times, showering leaves, branches, spiders, insects, lizards, and other small objects onto Josie. She deserves it. Eventually, you're able to bring the pack all the way over to the tree. You shinny back down the tree and admire your handiwork. Shinny? That's a very weird phrase. Yeah. Guzman was the pilot that we used, that was flying us here, and we had to, what was the phrase? Get him to go flying out of the plane, and then we smacked his hands after verifying that he had a parachute so he wouldn't just die. What? Okay, so I've reeled it in, now what? Okay. Monkey. Be your best Dr. Doolittle impression, but the monkey isn't buying into it. Yeah, he wouldn't be. My voice going out okay? You? What else we got? Anything? Right? The purple plant if I need something sticky. Do I need to make my bamboo pole sticky so that I can grab it? Nope. Okay. Go back, maybe. If I can figure out where the path is. Okay, alright. So, this guy, Alan we shot with morphine, made him pass out, took a map and a nutcracker from the table that's there, and now he's just back up and sitting there talking like he was before? That's the right kind of workers to be getting. You're going to be an evil corporation. Aha! Okay. Anything else change? You have a standard issue walkie-talkie, Guzman's finest. Going in Tokyo. Okay, so we need a letter number combination to do something with that. If I can figure out where it is again. Look around here, see what else has changed. So he's back up. Okay. The Jeep guy's done with the tire. Now, that may sound like a rude thing to say about a person, the Jeep guy. Oh man, sorry, he's Jeep man. And on the Jeep having repaired the flat tires, reading one of those Brazilian anime comic books. If Moni shows up, I'm going to have to ask her, or if Presto PPC shows up, I'm going to have to ask them if there are Brazilian animes.
Bring that Jeep over here, okay?
Man with the Jeep looks up at you and, recognizing that you're not from around these parts, shouts something in Portuguese. At once, several men emerge from inside the hangar and run towards you. You and Josie run in the woods, but the men know the area better than you and catch you. Sigmund Kiskolen arrives shortly thereafter and has you arrested. Rather than deal with bringing you back into the U.S., he has local officials deal with you. It's not a pretty picture. Fortunately, though, through the magic of interactive fiction, we're going to transport you back to a simpler time, back before you opened your big mouth. So, once more with feeling. Right, got it. I don't recall when I was in the Romanian one looking for Piotr, if he had any sort of a... I don't remember if there was anything like that where it was like, hey, dum-dum, you've just broken everything. So it sounds like we want to get the Jeep over here. Like the old jalopy is gassed up and ready to roll, and the Jeep that he just fixed. Yes, sir, we're going to get going for the Jeep laughs tonight. You notice a serial number on the back of the Jeep. Hey, so I do. Okay. So we don't want to be seen, but we want to call them over. Who named Tokyo? E5. The man who answers your squawk is chewing something as he speaks. You can't understand him.
Alan, get over here. I think there's something wrong with this whiskey.
You're shocked. That went by too fast. I think I heard him say okay. Alright. So he's over here now. Oh, right. That would make sense. So if the Jeep man's there, then we can go to his Jeep and... You carefully extract precisely one tire iron and one Jeep jack from the back of the Jeep. Nice. So now we can go move the treat. Jack under the tree. Pump that jack. You slip the flat end of the tire iron into the slot and bear down. At first, it seems like the jack will give way. The tire iron itself looks like it's bending. Within a few strokes, the gnarled tree begins to rise. Dirt and leaves patter on the stone floor. The jack's hold on the tree seems tentative at best. You stop pumping just before the jack reaches its height limit, giving you just enough berth to slip underneath. Josie looks with trepidation at the tree. You plant a foot on it and lean your way into it, figuring that if the tree stays up, fine. If the tree falls over, it will have rolled back enough to permit you to squeeze out the top. But the jack has bitten into the wood and seems solidly in place. Alright. We no longer say trees are top-heavy or overgrown. We say that they're bushy and beautiful, or that they're trees of size, or that they're big-branched. You gather all the branches you can find. Oh, yeah. Squeeze under the tree and into the courtyard beyond, you see the temple grove. Nice. An old stone well lies in the middle of a path that runs the length of the grove. You take foliage again. You yank on a few leaves, but your heart just isn't into that sort of wanton destruction. My heart is too. The 3 tiers of cacao trees on each side of the grove extend to the opposite end, hundreds of yards away. Branches aren't within reach. You examine the path closely for trapdoors, salvageable objects hidden by filth, hieroglyphic stones, keys, books, orbs, coins, plants with unusual properties, and animals that express an interest in befriending you. Unfortunately, the only trapdoor you find leads to another trapdoor further down the path. The hieroglyphic stones don't tell you anything, and you can't find any locks to fit the half-dozen keys you find. The books are too rotted to read, the orbs are broken, and the coins are all bent. Other than that, you find nothing at all. Okay. Narrow path, stone covered with layers of dirt and leaves, stretches from one end of the grove to another. The tall stone walls enclose the grove on both sides, receding into the distance. What does a lemon say when it answers the phone? Yellow. You make your first mistake by climbing into the well head first instead of feet first, as any sane person would do. Josie holds onto your ankles until you're down as far as she can reach.
Get out.
You make a mental note. Oh, hold on, I need to... Go. You make a mental note to try this again sometime when you have a rope or something. She pounds the toes of your sneakers into the crumbling mortar so as to give you a couple of toe holds, then she lets go. You start to sweat as you consider your position.
I'm a man. Let's go. Just like climbing up a steep cliff, only gravity's working with me instead of against me, so it should be easier.
The moment you pull your toe out of its toe hold, your legs fall away from the wall, and down you go, end over end.
After such a fall as this, I shall think nothing of tumbling downstairs. How brave they'll all think me at home.
Next thing you remember is Josie giving you mouth-to-mouth, which might have been memorable if you didn't have a gullet full of well water.
I want you to sit down for a while and just think about what you did.
I mean, that kind of sounds like the result I would get. Yeah, you heard that twice because I had it unmuted. My streaming PC unmuted. But I've muted it now, so you should only hear those sounds once. That seems like what Dragon Gem would tell me. What else we got in here? Like, listen, you dum-dum, what have you done?
Are these cacao pods?
They are indeed. They're very unusual, though. The husks are a little smaller and paler.
He takes a pod, puts it on the ground, and crushes it with her foot, exposing a few large mucilaginous...
The husk is a lot more fragile, and the beans are larger, but there's fewer of them per pod. This is not Hershey's, if you get my drift.
No, I don't get your drift. You take some of the cacao pods. You and Josie crush the husks with your feet until you have a sizable pile of bean. Pods are slightly fragrant, but the fragrance bears no resemblance to chocolate, right? It wouldn't. You lick one of the pods, it tastes like nothing and feels like licking onion skin. Again, probably accurate. A yuckier, more mucilaginous pile of beans you've yet to see. Okay. Hey, Havoc, welcome in. While we're here, Dragon Gem, would you do a test the SO clip command? Okay.
Trumpus, you want the big screen?
Cool, have a good dinner, Havoc. Foliage. Alcove? Alcoves, possibly tunnels or alternate entrances of some sort, appear at fixed intervals all around the stone wall. Okay. This is the tree that formerly blocked your egress.
Aren't those endangered?
Lighten up.
Alcove. Let me try to enter an alcove. You start to check the alcoves to see if they lead anywhere. They're cloaked with leaves, insect nests, webs made by either very large or very industrious spiders, vines, a variety of animal dens, and the occasional snake. You decide to forego further exploration until and unless you are outfitted with a great deal of protective gear.
What's that big round thing?
Boulder.
Okay. Tell me what that big round thing is right now.
Look at the tire iron here. Right? I know. I was trying to tell people that this game has so many puns in it that it's almost too much for me. So all of the alcoves appear to say the same thing. Got a source of water. Wait, what's this? Nothing. I'm assuming that at this point we're trying to figure out a way to make Kiss Colon not destroy this thing, so we're probably going to have to make cocoa. Chocolate, I should say.
Out with it, Jake. Just say what's on your mind.
You know what a crumple zone is? It's a euphemism for a really cheap, flimsy section of a car. Really, they make this out to be a feature, and all it is a part of the car that's made of plastic or aluminum foil. Who are they kidding? The crumple zone is the entire inside of the car and the entire outside of the car.
This is a non sequitur, right?
Not entirely. I was thinking of making crunch bars out of the chocolate and marketing them. But you couldn't call them crunch bars because Nestle already has that trademark, so I was trying to think of adjectives I could use instead. First I thought of crush, but that's taken too, and then I thought of crumble, and that naturally led to crumple, and from there it was just a short hop to crumple zones.
You're a sick man, Jake Stonebender.
Could be an early symptom of malaria.
But I wanted to make sure it was still turned on. What was it? They did some updates to animes today or yesterday that I didn't actually dig into yet, so. Ah, here it is. Whoop. Okay. Right, now I can do the stretchy and woo! Okay. I'm supposed to use these nutcrackers on. Hey, Pureblind, I am doing pretty well. Thank you very much for the lurk and enjoy. Speculum Mortis. I don't really see much else here.
Out with it,
Guess I'll
Jake.
talk to
Just
her a
say
little
what's
bit
on
more.
your...
Guess what? I can still taste that pretzel.
Lovely.
I can just feel it sitting there like a lump in my stomach.
That's more information than I really needed, but thanks for sharing. Out with it, Jake. Just say what's on your...
Rosie, you useless wastrel.
Can you make other things out of cacao beans, like glass?
Okay. Ridge, trees, wall, alcoves. It doesn't look like foliage. That looks like... Or was that a tree leaning to the side? Okay.
Here's your host, HerrBawl.
Look alive. Nostalgic Rhino is hosting my stream.
Kinda stuck. Let's use a hint from the in-game. Skull first.
Someone in town holds the key.
Someone in... So this the same dude, probably the realtor. What is his name again? Bob something. Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo. Forgot his name. Wait.
Welcome in, Raiders. Thank you very much for the raid, Nostalgic Rhino. How are you doing today? That went by too fast for me. Oh, yeah. I didn't not do a shout out for you. What were you playing, Nostalgic? Why do I keep sliding down? Because I'm doing this. He spoke, he did a raid call. Disney's Aladdin on the Sega Genesis. Nice.
You wouldn't like a lucky dog by any chance.
Would I? Thanks, mister. You got any special requests? Let me know.
The Lion King, excellent. Was that also the Lion King on the Genesis? I've played the NES ones. I haven't played the Genesis ones. I understand that they're a little bit different. Not for kids. Welcome in, everybody. I saw somebody else say something for the first time. What was that? Techno Bumble. Welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, I don't know, does the Genesis one have the, what's the word I'm looking for? In the Lion King, have the monkey jumping, throwing puzzle? Because that's about as far as I got when I played the Lion King. So I need some way to make chocolate out of this cacao. Jagged boulders are strewn around the area. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good thing that we weren't actually controlling him for the movie. It would have been a lot less of a fun movie. If I can turn that down a little bit so that I'm not quite so exuberant. I think that works. I shouldn't be zipping off all over the place all the time. There, is this better, Dragon Gem? Is this good for you? I'm waggling my eyebrows in case that's not coming through. I can make my eyebrows do this, though. This is me looking at the game. Hold on, let me recalibrate too. This is me looking at the chat. This is me looking at chat. So let's see. So Raiders, for those of you that have come in, this is Callahan's. Whoa! Oh, okay, that's the tail of the monkey art. This is Callahan's Crosstime Saloon. We are currently in Brazil, trying to save these sacred cacao trees. They are called the Theobroma Cacao Ultimasorum or something like that. It's supposed to be the chocolate of the gods, the most excellent, awesome cacao ever, and it only exists in this one little area, and it's about to be bulldozed by a corporation. So we just got the cacao beans themselves, and I think I need to turn it into chocolate to give the head of the company that's coming down here the chocolate so that he'll recognize that he needs to not take the trees down. But I don't know how to make the chocolate yet. It actually... Sinful, decadent, rich, words that come to mind whenever we think of our customers, the people who buy Godavanta Chocolata. Truly one-of-a-kind hand-dipped chocolates, because with the price of Godavanta, we only have to sell a couple of pounds a year. Valentine's Day, anniversaries, birthdays, homeowners loan approvals. The occasions for Godavanta chocolate are quite simply the occasions of your life. We buy our beans directly from Brazil, where our buyers are so demanding that each year 20 or 30 local beaners lose their lives in an effort to bring us the rarest blend of cacao beans on earth. The only beans that surpass ours are from an ancient. Now, mind you, ancient in this context is present day, because this is a brochure that Josie, who is a time traveler, brought back in time with her. Ancient strain of plant now extinct, and these beans are lost to the ages. The world's greatest chocolate is believed to have been grown in one small area of the Brazilian rainforest. Unfortunately, this discovery was made too late to save the grove of trees, later designated Theobroma cacao, ultimasarum, and exists only in a couple of pods too damaged to be viable. The loss of these trees to the chocolate world can never be estimated, as they were destroyed by the Faxon Castaroga Pencil Company during its clear-cutting operations in Boa Vista in the spring of 1997. We process our beans by hand to retain the full flavor of 100% real chocolate. Alright. The beans are scooped from their pods, we've got that. Washed and roasted, so we need to figure out how to wash them and roast them. Hey, Presto PPC, welcome in. Oh, his shout-out worked, that's great. Hey, Presto, we're in Brazil in this game. Oh yeah, I was going to ask, is there such a thing as Brazilian anime books? Hey, James, welcome in. Yeah, we're in Brazil trying to stop an American company from clear-cutting cacao trees. Yeah, that's what it said. It was one of the Brazilians was reading a Brazilian anime book, is what it called it. Okay, so it is a thing. I do warn you that I suspect that when we get to any of the voice acting parts of any of the people that are supposed to be Brazilian, that they may not sound very Brazilian. That's just my guess. I'm not 100% sure. They don't speak Portuguese. They are speaking English. Right. Scooped. Okay. So they might have just called it anime when it wasn't really anime. It was just like a comic book, because it was something he was reading, so it couldn't have been actually animated. So we have the pods, we need to wash them, roast them, and then we have to crack the bean to reveal the nib. Okay, we've got the nutcracker, so that'll work. The stuff of which chocolate is made. The nibs are then ground between enormous steel rollers several times to achieve a smooth quality. I don't know how I'm going to do that. The chocolate is then sweetened and conched, a mellowing process in which the chocolate is constantly stirred while being heated and simultaneously cooled by a blast of fresh air. Okay, so we'll have to figure out how to do that. Once molded and cooled, the chocolate is of perfect eating quality, but at Godavanta, that's only the start. Our centers, creams, nougats, and occasional bonus diamond jewelry. Sheesh. Well, I don't think I'd want to bite into a chocolate and get a diamond in there. are prepared according to exacting family recipes. The centers are enrobed in our exclusive blends of milk, dark, and white chocolate and shipped immediately by a personal courier who must remain refrigerated at all times to maintain optimal temperature. Delight, discovery, delicious. These are no ordinary chocolates, not with flavors like lemon pepper, buttermilk ranch, blue raspberry, beer, polenta, creamery surprise, and 7 more. All right, lemon pepper might be okay. Blue raspberry might be okay. Buttermilk ranch, I don't know. That's pushing it. Beer, maybe, depending on how they do it. I have no idea how polenta would smell or taste. I mean, I don't know that it would taste a whole lot. Hey, Rhino, you have a good one. If you fall asleep, great. But thank you very much. And best of luck on your checkups. Creamery surprise, I don't even want to know. All right. To arrange for delivery in your sector, contact one of our personal consultants on the HyperNet, right, which is the future stuff, or you may contact our loan department for easy terms. Find out why their most expensive money can buy. Go to Vante Chocolate when you couldn't care less about spending the very most. All right. So, I need to wash these. I'm pretty sure that there was water in here. Oh, I still haven't done it. I intend to at some point put my H on the bottom of this, like built into the bottom of this rain cloud. I mean, what rain cloud? Why is no one friends with Dracula? He's a pain in the neck. It's supposed to be near Boa Vista.
Get out.
Pretty sure that the
Is there anything special about this face?
Quite a chocoholic? He's mentioned outside and in the prophecy in the other room. He's god of the cacao plant and guardian of the grove of Theobroma.
Why is he holding corn?
He might have been the corn god as well.
That's Doc.
No kidding. Corn was a primary crop, at least further south where the Tupi called themselves Guarani. But these may not be corn at all. They may be cacao pods. The beans in the pods line up inside this way.
Maybe one is corn and one is cacao. Maybe.
So I'm pretty sure that the what did he just call him?
What's quite a chocoholic doing?
No.
Quite a chocoholic is probably not real, and I doubt that the other, if I can remember what it is, I doubt that the name of the tribe that was doing it is probably a real tribe. Do I think I can wash these just by putting them down there? You throw a bean down into the well. After what seems like a long time, you hear a very, very tiny
Anyway, here's HerrBawl.
Technobumble has joined the Bunderwall.
Hey, Technobumble, thank you very much for the follow. Do I have something I could use as a container? You know what, while I'm thinking about this, I am going to go back to the plane, because now that I've got a crowbar, I should be able to open up I think I can now open up this stuff. You jam the flat end of the tire iron under the crate's lid and bear down on it. With a squeal of complaint, the nails pull out and the lid opens, pulling it off the rest of the way. You discover that the crate is full of electronic gear. You glom the coax cable. All right. Hey, Mac, welcome in. Holding the flat end of the tire iron, you're able to pry off one side of the crate. You love these new starch packing peanuts because you can eat them right out of the box and they taste just like most breakfast cereals. You consider taking a handful of packing peanuts for a snack later on, but then you realize there are all sorts of nuts and berries to be found outside. Satellite dish. What a value these satellite dishes are. You pay $1,000 for the hardware and installation, and then you still have to subscribe to a service that costs more than cable, but has fewer channels and no local service. That only works on one TV at a time, and that won't allow you to record one channel while watching another.
I'm bitter. Well, I am, and I don't care who knows it.
Why, it takes more time and money to set up and maintain them these systems than it would cost to build your own TV studio and produce your own programming. Because maybe I could use it for something, you punk. Wait, here's a receiver as well, huh? This is the receiver for the satellite mini dish, and you thought your VCR was complicated. If you don't set this when it constantly blinks latitude and longitude degrees, minutes, and seconds. Well, that might be... Nope. Ouch. Oh, well, I appreciate you coming in, Mac. Spending time. Okay. Did that actually open? Okay. What do you mean open the first crate? Is it not already open? Game. You're being weird. Using the flat spatulate tip of the tire iron, you pry the top of the bottom off the bottom on top of the crate, revealing the underside of a small refrigerator. So I can't open 3rd and 4? What else can I use this on? Paint cans? Nope. Okay. A long, thick coil of coaxial cable. Remember if there was anything else in here that I couldn't interact with all the way. Right, it said there was, remote control and mounting hardware. And it's not going to let me take any of it. There's something else in here then that I need to get. was I just supposed to get the coaxial cable out of this? Need like a container or something. Oh, you know what? I could probably use this as rope. But I still need a container or something to hold stuff in. Parachute, except it's all holy. All holy parachute. Make a major moving operation to clear the other crates away to free this particular crate.
Let them uncrate their own Aquameister Pyropondic water distiller cooler.
That's telling them. Wow, that was neat.
Is there a joke there that I'm missing? Because I'm not understanding why she would say, wow, that's neat. Or is it just because he said a lot of words? Didn't I just take a sip? Also, why did it not play? Right, save and raid. I don't have the video loaded up. I'll have to add that in at some point so that I can play that. Okay, so I'm not seeing anything else in here that would be bucket-like. I can't shoot him full of morphine again. Thanks for the lurk, Hardly Worgan. Up again. Well, if I'll be able to get anything else from here. I guess I can try calling the Jeep again and see if there was something in the Jeep that I was supposed to have gotten. Hey, have a good dinner, Presto. There's no answer. Okay, so no more calling him back, I guess. Assuming that still said C and 5. I think it does. Okay. Let's see if we can find a bucket somewhere. Rookie, stop wagging your tail. When is Guzman going to show up and shoot me? Sky smells like a greenhouse, humid and rich with aromas of growth and decay. Purple plant, right? That's sticky.
Hey, statue? Did the hieroglyphics mention this statue?
Yes, this is the Yoran god of technophobia, Amnata High-Tech. He was told to wait outside the temple and guard it because he was afraid to learn to operate the mosaic lock.
8 o'clock. You reach down to pick up the urn lid. As you do, you see several long, dirty cracks in the inside of the lid. Rather than risk destroying this valuable relic, potentially valuable relic, you straighten up again and leave it alone.
I'm not sure what it is this civilization smoked, but whatever it was, this is where the butts went.
Butts indeed. Mosaic stands at the top of the stairs. Okay, so that's what it was talking about.
It ain't
Floor is
no
uneven and
Sphinx.
difficult to walk on.
Now those guys really knew how to build an ancient ruin.
Elaborate designs etched into the wall. Cat just whacked me with their tail. That was scurry. Can't walk down this way, right? Tie the coax to something? Yeah. What have I got? I've got gauze, morphine, matches, medicine kit, jar of navel jelly, which derusts stuff, a pencil, I'm going to have to find some way to get water out of there.
Out with it, Jake. Just say what.
Ah, there's nothing on my mind. Forget I said anything.
Out with it,
Let
Jake.
me
You know what a
just top
crumple
thing
zone
and
is?
say it's a
Really?
non
They make
sequitur.
this out.
This is a non.
Yes.
Good. I thought I was missing some logical train of thought.
Don't try to flatter me.
wonder if I can tie this to that. Nope.
Hey, stick with the tour group.
But
It's not on the itinerary. If you don't like it, complain to your travel agent.
that'd be you.
Sorry, see me during office hours.
Plus them. No? Okay. Bleached tree? You root around in the roots, pawing and stuffing the freaking Josie out
What in
big
the
time.
world?
Ralph taught me this. Took me down to Central Park. We sniffed out about $500 worth of truffles. You want to try?
Maybe later.
Hey, Nathan, not great. How are you doing? Thank you very much for stopping by. You got the... Yeah. You got the double shout out again for some reason. Which is fine. Box for what? Callahan's? Or for the Lands of Lore? Probably am not going to be taking parts off of the plane because I think we need to use the plane to get out of here. Nice. This game was not successful at all when it came out because when Take-Two Interactive took it over in the last few months before releasing it, and then when they published it, they advertised it as a Western. Guess they heard the word Saloon and said, "Oh, that must be what we're doing." Radio set. Yeah, I really like the game. It's a real fun game, even if it's frustrating me. But that's my fault, not its fault. That's just an adventure game. Gonna make you miss things and forget stuff. It's my favorite filter. That's not that wasn't sarcasm. This is actually my favorite filter. Was there anything else I can open up? Already opened it. Can I not take the underside of a small refrigerator? Fridge is already open. No. That'd be up to you. I don't have hardly any actual big boxes of anything. About the only thing I do is from like PlayStation 1 and 2 games, because they were just jewel cases. I don't think I really have any big boxes. I didn't keep any of them. When I got a game, I opened it and used it. The walkie-talkie. Yeah, tired me. Okay, Dragon Gem, do you got any hints for me? I'm pretty sure I need to get like a bucket or something. $500 big boxes is an awful lot. I can't say it's too many, but it could be. Stand up, touch my nose, turn around in a circle, and shake my tail feather? I'm supposed to go in here and talk to the bird?
Is that a mina?
No, it belongs only to itself. Hey, scram. We don't serve miners here. Hey, I just got a great idea. Let's catch that bird, take it back to the States, put paint on its feet, let it walk around and create a big painting for us.
Careful, you could be charged with transporting a mina across the border for mural purposes.
Here, bird, you want some cacao? Oh, this game is full of them. Yes, kind of. I read this brochure. It tells me that I need to... Where was it? I have the beans scooped from their pods. See, I got the beans. I need to get them washed and then roasted. And then I have to crack the beans open to reveal the nib. I've got the nutcracker. I've got the coax cable, yeah. I think I need something to put them in to get watered. Hey, Nate, have a good one. Do I have some sugar cane? No, I'm not even sure what sugar cane would look like. Is that what this is? Okay. Yes, I have sugar cane. See, silly me, I tried to take it and not, or look at it and not try to take it. I've got gold stones, if that's what you mean, yes. I don't know if they're eye-shaped, but... In here? Ah. Thank you. So last stone clicks home a remarkable system of counterweights and pulleys triggers a hidden lock, allowing the top and bottom portions of the mural to separate. That does not look crazy, creepy, scary at all, does it?
Oh, good. That last room was a little gloomy.
Yes, definitely cheerier in here.
What's that smell?
Not sure. Something's burnt.
This looks almost identical to the guy on the door.
What's quite a chocoholic doing with the cacao? Just displaying them a la Carol Merrill?
No, apparently he's playing a primitive game called Pods, in which you throw the pods onto each other and see if you can get them to flip over.
That's a Pogs reference. All you can gather from the mural is that they're cuckoo for
Josie,
cacao
can you
pods.
translate?
Well, not without doing a thorough reading of the mural out in front. I don't have a context for this.
What's going on in this painting?
Josie looked carefully at the mural, walking slowly all around the room before conjecturing.
Okay, I'm shooting from the hip here. This figure embracing the vine appears to be a stranger from another tribe. He's perhaps a warrior or conqueror. He comes to this domain and probably poses a threat. They're either turning him back or defeating him by bringing the cacao to him. These other characters are preparing the cacao in some way, probably putting it in the form it's used against the stranger.
Got a fire pit, huh? You put the branches on the fire pit, then pick them up again because you're getting bits of bark and twig all over everything. All right. Cauldron. You put the armload of branches into the fire pit. I did see the paparazzi game. I didn't look at it too much, but I did see that it was there. Note the following conversation has had all its sparkling wit and flippant commentary removed and replaced with artless exposition and overly obvious hints, so you can see what you'd be getting with a cheaper, lower quality
great.
computer
You dropped
adventure
those
game.
branches right in the fire pit. Now you've got ashes all over them. They'll be useless. What shall we do with them?
I'm sorry. Maybe we should just burn them and forget about them.
What, you mean create a fire here in the fire pit? Can we do that?
Yes, I think we can.
Oh, Jake, I'm so glad you're here to do the thinking for us.
Hey, I am the hero. It is what I do. I think it's remarkable how the stones, so apparently randomly shaped, can fit together so nicely.
Psst. They break them.
A couple of pieces of wood connected by a moldering piece of animal skin lies in the corner. Take the wood and
I
hide
think it's a
construction.
bellows for the fire. At least it used to be.
So I'm probably going to have to fix the bellows up. Ghastly face is carved into the flat-topped slab. You can still see some stains on the
Who's
surface.
this guy? If it is a guy.
It's not quite a chocoholic. Could be their god of war, god of the hunt, I'm not sure.
Lie on it. You tempt fate by lying on the altar, but neither an evil demon nor Harrison Ford appears to liven things up. Okay. So let's coax the cauldron, because I can use that as a rope. Looping the cable through the cauldron's massive handles, you tie
Those
several
are
big
all
knots.
slip knots.
Trust me.
You yank on the cable to prove the strength of your knots. On your third and hardest yank, the cauldron slips out of the knots and clatters to the floor, making a horrendous racket that hurts your ears. Josie grabs the cable from you and deftly weaves a pattern of small, tight knots that hog ties the cauldron perfectly and hands it back
I
to you.
wanted to show off.
Let's turn around, give them a ring. I'm gonna mix it up right here in the sink. Cauldron in the stone well. They could give me some more indication than this slight lightning moving back and forth to tell me that something's happening.
All right. We scored water. Jake, look.
Reach for the sky. Reach for the sky, I say to you. I am warning you. Reach or you will have your own blood on your hands. Do not try my patience. Do not try my patience for a longer time. All right, don't reach for the sky. Very good.
You reach for the sky. Guzman grins at you cockily.
So, we meet again. Turn around. Take the map out of his pants and toss it to me.
Josie, you feel Josie pull the map
Hey,
from your belt.
time cop.
And the walkie-talkie.
The weight of the walkie-talkie is lifted from your hip.
Every hero becomes a bore. Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Turn around again slowly.
Yeah? Well, up yours too, buddy. David Mamet.
Stop suppressing a laugh. You are in big, hot, troubled, bottled water. I am going to get the authorities. Mr. Kiskolon, he's going to be very upset. Very upset.
Fine. You go tell Mr. Kiskolon that we are very upset with him. We are very angry at him. So
I don't know
you go
what
get
my,
him right now and bring him here right away.
captions
And bring the authorities with you.
Okay. Don't go away. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Guzman walks backwards towards the entrance, trying to keep you in his aim as he does so. He trips, stands
It's
up, dusts
okay.
himself
I
off.
didn't hurt myself.
Finally, he squeezes under the tree and is gone. You and Josie look at each other, but you're not sure what to say, as you both shrug. Okay. Every last bean is scooped into the cauldron. Your beans now look amazingly clean. Are they still in the cauldron? I don't know if I'm supposed to empty it. Well, I need to roast them. You don't really roast by boiling. You hold the beans back with one hand as you pour water out of the pot. Alright. Go in here. Put the cauldron under the tripod. You hang the cauldron back on the tripod over the fire pit. Oh, that reminds me. Am I supposed to fix the bellows? No, hopefully it'll... They look intact, but there's not a whole lot of them. Perhaps you should wait and see if you can put them to good use. Okay. Okay, I've set the small fire pit. The holes in the bellows make it impossible to bellow anything. Prepare the bellows with the gauze. You pull out great quantities of bandage tape, sever them on the pointed end of the dispenser, and wrap the tape around the bellows, paying special attention to sealing up all the holes in the old
Is that going to be
hide.
airtight?
Spare me. I'm doing okay.
Now that's pride in craftsmanship.
Now that the bellows is patched, you can use it to pump air into the fire, making it burn brighter, higher, and hotter. The beans begin to exude an aroma. You and Josie take turns stirring them with the bamboo pole to ensure that they roast evenly. When all the beans appear to be properly colored, no small feat in a room with so little light, you remove them from the fire and let them cool for a while. Now we got to crack them. Using a nutcracker, you extract chocolate nibs from the roasted bean. And that's as far as I remember. Let's see what the brochure says. Okay, so we got the nibs. Now we need to grind them up to achieve a smooth quality, and then sweetened and conched, a mellowing process in which the chocolate is constantly stirred while being heated and simultaneously cooled by a blast of fresh air. Okay. Molded and cooled. I bet you I can mold it with this. But what can I cool? Not cool it. Sugar cane. What am I supposed to... the clean roasted cracked cacao bean all broken off and cleaned away, you're left with a pile of nibs, greasy with cocoa fat and with a slight chocolatey fragrance. Okay. Put the roasted nibs in the pot. Okay, what else large and roller-like can I use for this? It's on the altar. Try putting the beans on the altar. It doesn't seem to accomplish anything. All right. I can't imagine it'd be the pipe wrench. What would be better is some sort of peg. Right. That's just what it always tells me about that stuff. HerrBawl's chocolates.
They're supposed to be smooth at this point, Jake. Don't cook them yet.
Yeah. I definitely need to figure out a way to make them smooth. Large round rollers of some kind. I mean, they obviously wouldn't have used steel rollers in not the olden days. Yeah, but what would I smoosh them with? Big heavy object that opens and closes? Take the gold stones. Smoosh. Gold stones back. Ground nibs. Okay.
Don't we have to add something first?
Yes, Josie, thank you.
Hey, smell that? God, that's incredible. Here, we have to conk them.
A mere bag of shells.
You keep stirring, and I'll use the bellows to cool the surface of the chocolate.
Yes, sir, Mrs. Ghirardelli, sir.
After a quarter of an hour of conching, when the aroma of sweet melted chocolate could not be any more heady, you remove the pot from the fire. You pour the liquid chocolate into the small box, then working the bellows, you blow cool air on the liquid chocolate, thus causing the chocolate to set or harden. Gently remove a finished chocolate bar from the molding. Right, now where's Mr. Kiskolin? Ah, there's Mr. Kiskolin. Guzman, you jerk. You hand the chocolate bar to Kiss Colon.
It's a chocolate bar. Sort of.
Made from the trees in that temple.
This could be poison.
It isn't. I'll eat some if you don't believe me.
Sigmund breaks off a piece of the chocolate and gives it to you, smiling nastily. Without hesitation, you pop the piece in your mouth. Sigmund raises an eyebrow. The chocolate is unlike anything you've ever tasted. The crudity of the manufacture has left the texture slightly gritty, but you're virtually unconscious of the flaw. The small, thick chunk of sweet chocolate begins to melt the moment you close your mouth. It dissolves over your tongue. The flavor is intense, with the vaguest suggestion of bitterness, yet with a predominant mellowness that suggests dairy milk chocolate. His Colon, Josie Guzman, everyone fades into the background. Every nerve fiber in your body receives waves of intoxicated pleasure from the indescribable melange of flavors unfolding. Your reaction must have been pretty convincing.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Okay, tasty break. Hello.
This is this chocolate?
That's exactly what it is, and it grows only one place on Earth. And you're about to blow it up and cut it down. Shut up.
He makes an appeal to Kiss Colon to spare the trees. Something about the chocolate makes him a suddenly easy sell. Not only does he promise not to cut down the trees, but he then vows to cultivate them and sell the pods to the highest bidder. Next thing you know, Josie shakes you.
We can go back now.
It's okay.
We got it. We did it, Jake.
Yeah, okay. Good.
Are you all right?
I'm good. Can we take some of that chocolate back with us?
I'm way ahead of you. Made a bar for each of us while you were in your rapture over there. Thank you, Jake.
Oh, my pleasure.
Josie touches the band on her wrist, and the world fades to white. Editor's note, what follows is a rather gushy scene in which Josie extols your virtues to the high heavens. We'll spare you the embarrassing details because we know how shy you are. To everyone else in the bar, you've been gone only for 10 minutes, but of course you and Josie know better. Then Josie pops out for a moment. In the meantime, you recount your adventures to the rapt audience at the bar, ending with the fact that you're not so sure the chocolate you returned with should be legal. It's that addicting. You also describe the Temple of Yorn. Doc points out the reason for the similarity with a horrendous pun about what's mine is yourn, but we'll skip that too. Josie pops back into the bar, more ecstatic than ever because she says, "We've done it." She tells you that Faxon chocolate is alive and well in the future, and the government had to make it a controlled substance. Kiss Colon keeps his word up to a point. As she explains, he dies in about another 10 years, weighing in at over 1,100 pounds. They couldn't get him to a cemetery. They just cut a few strategic slits in the frame of his house, let his body fall down to the basement, and buried him there. You feel great for having helped Josie, but of course your work for tonight is far from done. Well, I mean, it's halfway done, right? Okay. Dave, this is gross mouth noises. I didn't know this was going to turn into an ASMR stream. I'm sorry. Thank you for the clip. Mac, mac, mac. Okay. So Callahan said,
Good job, Jake. You couldn't have done.
So, what now?
What now? Well, that's up to you. There's a lot going on tonight.
Such as?
Well, let's see. Josie's all in a snit over something. You could see what that's all about.
taking care of that.
We've got the 2 drop-ins. They could probably use some chatting up. Or you could go see what's keeping Piotr.
Okay, I'll do some talking, see if I can turn up anything exciting.
You all come back now, you hear?
Done Piotr. So the 2 drop-ins. So I'm guessing it's the people that are out of place. Look at that tongue. Look at that.
Hello, human being? So, how's things on the home world? My world, very confused. Civilization there is, wait, doing conversions, is millions of your months old. Then, 3 weeks ago last Tuesday, we discovered beneath the surface of the planet technology far beyond ours. Initial thought is that planet is really spaceship disguised as planet. But when we entered inner core of spaceship, we find
This is the part I like.
inside spaceship is enormous asteroid. So you thought you were living on a planet, but it's really a spaceship made to look like a planet, and the core of your planet is an asteroid inside the spaceship. That is what we believed as well. Scientists probing asteroids now have evidence that asteroids only look like asteroids, but it's actually spaceship of even more advanced race. Huh. You'd think with all that advanced thinking, one of those civilizations could come up with something more original than making their spacecraft look like asteroids.
Yes. And the deeper you dig, the smarter you find out your ancestors were. You must be feeling pretty backward right about now.
I was not, until you pointed it out.
Oh, still got the drink. I still can't chase this thing all the way around, but... Oh, heck. Right? Oh, and all I've got to say, let's see. Actually,
Hello? Tell me about your race. Our planet is our system for government is and our chief exports are and what else would you like to know?
I could tell a joke about pizza, but it's a little cheesy.
How do you keep from hurting your tongue? Wait.
Get out.
Hello? How'd you happen to wander in tonight? For reasons unknown to me, this structure appeared on my monitor. Other Earth structures do not appear. This seemed worthy of investigation. Perhaps it was an anomaly. Not a chance.
Cheat.
Hello, human being? When's the last time you called your mothership? I'm sure she worries about you. I contact the mothership on what I feel is a frequent basis. Yet this always seems insufficient to her. Why is this? She's your mothership. That's just the way she is. Sometimes I feel that I cannot make the mothership pleased, no matter what I do. That's the nature of motherships. It's almost as if they're not happy unless they have something to complain about. Hello? Have you ever tasted chocolate? I do not remember chocolate.
You break off a small piece of chocolate and hold it out to Squish. Squish's tongue flicks around it from a variety of angles before encircling it and pulling it into his mouth. A moment later, it's expelled forcefully from his nose, flies across the bar, ricochets off of the back of Tommy Jansen's head, and lands in the sink.
Didn't care for it? On my planet, we shampoo with it.
Oh, maybe the biker dude was the drop-in. I thought it was Squish.
Hello? Have you ever tasted... on me?
Doesn't seem to be opening up any new stuff, so let me
Yes,
keep
Jake.
talking to this guy.
The chocolate we made in Brazil is probably addictive.
May I taste that?
You hold out the chocolate bar and the man touches it lightly. He then lifts his fingers to his lips, tastes it, and a smile. Crude, ill-formed, asymmetrical, but a smile anyway comes over his face.
This is wonderful. You say it's addictive chocolate.
I don't know if you could market it under that name, but yeah, that's what it is.
Thank you. That was delicious.
I thought so. The Chocolate That Saved the Rainforest by Jake Stonebender. I like it.
Oh yes, I was supposed to mention, I don't know if anybody is here that was here in my morning stream.
Yeah?
But this is the Spider Robinson.
Play it, Eddie.
Something special you want to hear?
I'm asking him to play one of his specialties. We'll have him play...
One of your specialties.
This is the theme song.
I saw that Ford Fairlane movie on a telly yesterday. Old Andrew was a slicing and a dicing of the clay. He was coming on so cool in 50s like an oldster. Many flashes, check this out, a leather Zippo holster. Well, if they ever take a survey, I would gladly tell the pollster what I really want for Christmas is a leather Zippo holster. You believe your cool could stand just a little bit of bolster. Nothing going cooler than a leather Zippo holster. Well, it just rides there on your head when you need a little zip. Whip it out and do that flip. Put the fire to the tip. Met a girl the other evening, very well upholstered.
Yes, Jake.
Hey, I told you some stuff would happen tonight.
You were right. This is most amusing, and I'm really enjoying learning your language, you know?
You're doing very well.
That is exactly correct. I am doing very well. Yes.
Hey,
That
Okay, well, I can't seem to really get him to play anything else. How about this guy? When you try to talk to this man, he casts his eyes downwards as if to indicate that he'd rather not talk to you. You have no idea what his story is, but you may learn that eventually most people who find Callahan open up after a while.
Hey, Jake. Now you've got something to tell the grandchildren. I figure I owe you my afterlife a couple of times over.
Hey, you've done your share of life-saving around here. More than your share.
You refer not only to the several thousand rides home he's given inebriated Callahassians, but also to the time he saved Tommy Jansen from a drug overdose by literally sucking the life back into him.
And you'd also have to thank Mike, without whom I would not have ended up chasing you halfway around the world. And if you're going to thank Mike, then you have to thank Fast Eddie, and of course Mickey Finn saved the whole planet the night he first came in, and...
Thanks, anyway.
You're welcome. And you're right. I have something to tell my grandchildren. Maybe yours, too.
Yoder laughs and shakes his head, as if to say, it's too late for that. Then he casts his eyes into his club soda, takes a sip, and settles a little further into his seat. I don't know who I'm supposed to talk to rough this up. He said the two drop-ins, so I would assume it'd be the people that are here that have no names. Like what you'd find at most bars, the bottles of brand name alcoholic beverages are actually filled with brand name alcohol. What else we've got from Fast Eddie?
Well, Josie and I started off going into the city, but we ended up going to Brazil.
Yeah? How'd you swing that?
Well, we kinda took a couple of plane tickets that didn't belong to us. It's a long story. You had to be there.
I wasn't invited. Yeah?
Play it, Eddie.
Something special.
One of your
Belaboring the obvious.
How I feel love, but it will not come as news. I got no secrets to reveal, love, but I'm gonna say it anyway, 'cause I'm alone and you're away. I haven't got a blessed thing to lose. So here goes. Water ain't dry.
Ah, excellent.
Yes, Jake. You were right.
You're doing
that is.
You can't hurt cats. Bacteria don't wear hats. And I
Hmm?
sugar ain't sour. And it's
We had quite the little unexpected adventure in Brazil. Started off as pilots, ended up in a stone temple.
Oh, yeah? Job a good time, or did you moke a fool out of yourself?
How long have you been working on that one?
Ever since you guys left.
Wish, Alfie, and Joe are the quest givers? I know who Squish is.
making love is pretty good. And I love you. Well, I'm belaboring the obvious. By now you've noticed all those good times. This is as practical an exercise as taping 20 cents to my transmission, so that anytime I want to,
Snoopy
I can
fan,
shift my
right? That's the Squish.
paradise.
He doesn't got a name.
Goats don't vote,
That's Josie.
iron don't flow,
He also doesn't have a name.
hippie don't turn down boo.
I'm assuming he's either Alfie or whatnot. So Squish was talking, at least. I'll keep chatting at him and see if he does something. You try it on and look in the mirror. Not only does it do little for you, but it doesn't do the hat or the mirror any favors either.
Kids grow up, most fellas pee standing up.
Hello, human. So, how's things on the home world? My world, civilization, initial.
This is.
I think I know where this is going. Is there a spaceship inside the asteroid?
Yes, even more advanced than the first.
Huh. You'd think with all that.
Yes. And the.
I was not.
I can talk to Mickey and see if he.
Want to try some homemade chocolate?
That stuff has no effect on me. I tried it once, years ago.
Maybe you didn't inhale.
Jake.
Maybe you didn't inhale.
How are you at predicting future events?
Are you kidding? They used to.
I thought they called you the Kmart of Sears.
Not at all. They thought I was the diviner.
Yeah. Now ask him if he ever turned a profit.
Hey, break it up. I just ate.
Jake.
Let you and I go back to Casimir's someday, Mickey. You'd fit right in.
Why?
Well, nobody is average there. Everybody is exceptional. The tolerance for variety is probably at least as great there as it is here. Even better, I suspect.
And the money will always be due.
Jake.
Bullshit stinks. And no
How's your love
one
life?
Pitiful. Yours?
And I love you. Well, living ain't bad. God knows dying is sad.
Hey, who do you think you're talking to here? This is me. You know folk singers get all the girls.
No. But hum a few bars, and maybe I'll remember it.
Oh, but that's just karma.
Hello, human being?
Tell me about your race.
Our planet? What else?
Why are you visiting Earth?
Squish's eyes begin to dribble tears freely, and small orange blots break out on his nose and cheeks.
I believe you've embarrassed him.
Maybe they need women.
Good luck.
Squish wipes his eyes with the back of a claw.
Explain. Will you help?
Yes.
Are you prepared to help me?
Does he have to decide right this moment?
No. I will be here for an indefinite period of time. You may inform me of when you are prepared to hear me out and help me.
Have a good one, Havoc. I hope your dinner was good.
Nope, let's go for it now. Anything else I need to do here can wait till I get back.
Squish's eyes begin to flow freely again, this time probably out of gratitude. Whatever this guy's been sitting on, it's been burning a hole in his heart.
I've already told him about the option, so he knows the routine.
Sure enough, sniffing and fidgeting, Squish ambles over to the chalk mark. Everyone shuts up. Some of them even recognize Squish's attempt to clear his throat.
To self-determination.
He throws his glass into the fireplace.
I reveal now?
You don't have to say a word if you don't want to.
I very much want to. I come from a planet that your scientific community has not yet discovered. We have been keeping it a secret from your race for tens of millions of your Earth weekends. We have been observing the progression of your technology.
Hey, Grizzleby, welcome in.
You are now showing early signs of
How was it
movement
going?
within space. The Zikr are alarmed that your maturation is not commensurate with your technological ability. Your technology is used for the subjugation and destruction of your own kind. It has not been our desire to impede your exploration of all that is beyond your planet. But we have attempted to lessen the aggression that remains within you. Within the orbit of your planet, we have situated an unoccupied satellite. The satellite emits a pulse. Targeted.
He directs a look of confusion at Mickey Finn.
Squish isn't too familiar with the language yet. The satellite he's talking about emits a pulse tuned to the molecular frequency of the hormone testosterone. Somehow, the pulse makes the hormone dissipate, though he himself isn't sure whether the testosterone undergoes a shift that renders it inert or lessens its effect, or if it is actually leached in some fashion from the human body.
Maybe that's why I've been a little off. It certainly explains why I've been a little less testy.
Oh, very funny. You couldn't even make a hormone with that one.
Why are you telling us about this, Squish?
Wouldn't be the first time we've had illegal aliens seeking asylum here.
I cannot refuse the will of the Zikr. I, however, still retains the ability to speak out against the action taken against your planet. To my mind, subjugating a planet in the name of peace results in a false peace.
If you're looking for absolution, you're going to need to help us find a way to destroy that satellite. You know that, don't you?
I am here as its on-site installation technician. The interconnection of my mind with that of the Zikr prevents me from overt interference.
Squish digs into a pocket and extracts something that looks vaguely like a keychain. He flings it to the bar, sliding it several feet away from him.
Now I have lost the key to my shuttle.
Squish, what would happen if somebody other than the then one of your people took your shuttle? Could they destroy the satellite with it?
No. The shuttle offensive systems will not fire upon friendly hardware. But, theoretically, if one were to dismantle the correct emitter circuitry and render it inoperable, the Zikler might not be able to detect this. But if I were to find out about it, I could not help but report it.
Well, I think I'll go outside, get some air.
You immediately walk over towards the bar. Squish pretends to notice some dirt under his claws as you quietly fold your fingers around the keychain and slip your hand into your pocket.
I'll go with you.
Maybe I'd be a better choice.
Oh, I figure I got more personal stake in this than you do.
Squish, about that shuttle of yours. Let's say someone were to steal it, heaven forbid. How would they operate something so foreign?
We are just talking theoretically, correct?
Naturally.
There would be nothing to be afraid of, even for a human pilot. The shuttle capabilities are minimal. The controls are obvious, so it may require some experimentation to understand their functions. The circuitry will not allow you to cause damage to yourself, nor take you beyond orbit.
Hey!
Let's be careful out there.
All right. Now, do I need to get information from him about which emitter to...
Hi, you.
How does this widget you gave me work?
I gave you no widget?
No, of course you didn't. What was I thinking?
Anyway, you just push the little button on it.
That's what I thought. Thanks.
You know, you'd think Jake would have a little bit more brains in him to get what this guy was putting down. Push the button on Squish's keyring, but nothing happens here. Okay. I thought it would have been up here, but I guess not. Push the button on Squish's keyring, and the ground trembles for a moment as a large spaceship warps into view. I mean, that's not really large. Did you hear about the bacon cheeseburger who couldn't stop telling jokes? It was on a roll.
Wow, I want one of those.
Step on the platform. Noah right behind you, and it whisks you into the shuttle.
Get out.
Platform seals itself off into the floor of the saucer. That's odd, you think. The saucer looks enormous from the outside, but is horrifyingly cramped on the inside. It didn't look enormous on the outside to me. The race that created such a craft either has never learned how to properly harness the warping of space. Most races glam onto that fact that it's better to make something look smaller outside and be larger inside. Or they just simply never learned to pack properly. Noah walks over to one of the two seats in front of what appears to be a control panel. A moment later, when the vertigo of being pulled 50 feet in the air on a large serving platter with no visible means of support passes, you take the other seat. Meanwhile, back at Callahan's place...
Do you think I could have told him how to work the controls? Nah, he'll figure it out. You think?
You see anything like a driver's manual?
Not offhand. Even if I did, would it be in English?
Good point. Think Squish would give us a driving lesson?
That might be a little too obvious for the Hive. We don't know if he can even get away with leaving the keys.
So?
So, we'll have to wing it. Squish did say it was idiot-proof.
Yeah, one idiot. There's two of us.
Seriously, I think we can pretty much do what we want. Squish said we couldn't really hurt anything, so let's poke around for a while and see what happens, and maybe we can figure it out.
Hey, you have the con.
Aye, Captain.
Noah reaches up and flips a few of the switches. The unit hanging down swings across and reaches out with multiple arms, about a half foot higher than the top of Noah's hat, The arms with flexible pads on the ends move in slow circles and knead the air. After about 20 seconds, they retract and the device shuts off. Alright. Takes several minutes to dope it out, and Noah is no help because he's not a computer user, but you finally identify the program as Quicken for Superior Alien Races 1.0. Ah, they bought a first version. Maybe they're not as smart as you think they are. An interesting selection of Earth literature, including Flowers in the Attic by Bill Clinton. Wait, is that a real book? You pop a cheese flub in your mouth and the full, rich flavor of irradiated cheese product powder melts on your tongue. That's why you love processed food. No pits, no seeds, no worms, no unpleasant surprises. At least none large enough to actually see, except for the occasional finger or vermin portion. You turn the can upside down, shake it, not even a few drops remain. This leads you to wonder briefly what it would be like to have a prehensile tongue like Squish's.
I'm getting wet just thinking about it.
At least with this game, I don't have to worry about making the things. If you've never been known when you need to take some month-old shavings of marinated ginger, you take the sushi takeout tray. As you do, you catch a whiff of the moldering ginger. You toss the tray away in horror and retain just the palm leaf as your souvenir. With no hanging around, you're feeling inhibited about your trash picking. So you just sort of kick it around a little bit, eyeing it carefully to see if you turn over anything interesting. You don't. Hey, welcome back from the lurk, Hardly Working. How's it going? Round platform is the disc that brought you and Noah. Alright. Thingamabob. As you press what looks like one of the more important buttons, the button suddenly loses all resistance and your finger sinks all the way into the panel. You feel something clamp down on the finger and then a sharp pinprick. You pull frantically at the finger and a few panicky seconds later the finger is released. You pull it out and find that you've bled slightly. Lights on the panel flicker for a minute, then a small window opens up with an unlit pink bulb and a lit blue bulb. Okay. Hopefully the lit blue bulb means you're not pregnant. You punch of a few of the buttons, and a light blinks expectantly above one of the hoses. You unplug the hose and it squirts a brown, bubbly solution at you. Quickly replacing the hose, you then lift a drop of the liquid to your nose and sniff at it.
Root beer,
you taste
I
it.
think.
Yeah, thank you very much, Hardly Morgan. I appreciate it. Back up to Hickey. Annual whatchamacallit. So here's the Woozy What's-His override. Is there a Woozy What's-His somewhere? Maybe root beer is their sewage. You pull open the cabinet door. Inside, looking moldy and dusty, are a pair of long hooked gloves, which you take and then shut the cabinet door. Initialize the What's-His. After carefully study of what appears to be the antimatter reflux monitor, you flip on what's certain to be the initialization switch.
Data recorder or so-called black box?
You'd love to watch the whole episode of Willie the Winsome Whale, but the game is afoot. You don't find any sort of on-off switch, but you stick your hand into the niche. Immediately your hand is bathed in a weird light, so you pull your hand out again before it can be fried or removed or anything. Apparently the only way to activate this device is to put things into it. Okay. That was the something or other? The gloves just fit inside the niche. As soon as the flap closes, a bright purple light goes on inside the niche. In a few seconds, the light shuts off. You reach inside the niche and pull out the gloves, which seems like they've been stonewashed, but still fundamentally intact. A moment later, a paler blue light fills the niche, this one lasting twice as long as the purple light. When it shuts off, you tentatively open the flap, and inside the niche sits an identical pair of gloves. You take them out. I guess I've got a pair of gloves to give to Noah. Noah looks dubiously at the gloves and refuses to assume ownership of them. So I've got a duplicator, it looks like. You slip the sushi decoration in the niche. For a moment weeks off, you take the sushi decoration out and it becomes slightly more brittle. The niche fills. Once the light vanishes, you reach in and pull out a duplicate of the original. It lacks the beautifully artificial sheen of the original, so you discard it and stick with the better of the two. Okay. Can I, nope. Put the pencil into the niche. Light shuts off. You remove the pencil, which seems a little worse for the wear. Paler blue light fills it. You take the duplicate pencil and examine it. The duplicate is not as good. It's less comfortable to hold. The eraser is crumbly, and either the lead's too thin or the bore's too wide, because the lead just spins around uselessly in the middle when you try to write with it. Tossing the useless duplicate into the garbage, you think for a moment of how much we take for granted the precision of a modern pencil. The decorative strip of green plastic produces in you a surge of righteous indignation. For the price of that, most Japanese restaurants charge for a 2-piece serving of sushi. You can buy a pound of fish, and yet they insult you by serving fake garni. Won't even give you the real sprig of the stuff? It's that cheap. Is that cheap or what? Can I duplicate the key rings? Perhaps Squish's holographic image is protected against duplication. So far it's made good copies of the EVA gloves. Look at EVA suit. Bulky suit looking muchly like the suits astronauts wear on spacewalks is stuffed into the locker. Okay, take it.
My God,
Pull it out of the
look.
locker.
It's still unwrinkled.
Hey, this really must be a superior race.
Yes, and it explains why they never had to learn to pack properly.
Yep. Pull the helmet from the locker, knock a few tiny multi-legged robotic spiders from it, and carry it with you. Okay, so I've got the makings of being able to go out on EVAs, I guess. Can I duplicate these? They're probably too big. No matter how hard you push, you can't fit the EVA suit into the niche, but at least you don't wrinkle it in the process. Yeah. Hey, this monitor looks exactly like your TV did after the first time you watched Rush Limbaugh. You push one of the buttons under the monitor, a few sad scraggly wires glow red and go out. As they do, you hear a human voice bellow the word feminazi. Okay. Here's the monitors keeps flashing schematics. I'm guessing that's a quote from Rush Limbaugh.
Where have I seen those schematics before? Hey, those are from GM's annual report.
I don't know what's more disturbing, that the aliens have some sort of interest in General Motors, or that you recognized their annual report.
Where have I seen those? Hey,
Done it, thingamajig. Press one of the buttons, and from deep within the shadow comes the growl of a fuel pump. Yeah, I guess if you had a bunch of money and didn't care about having to worry about paying for it and stuff, why not? Okay, it is time for me to end the stream though, so let me go ahead and save this here.